Hey, what's up guys, it's Daniel here, welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is about my tongue split. And just explaining the decision process that how do I ended up getting it, how do I ended up going from first seeing it to actually getting it. Because it's a real big difference from just thinking about it or liking it to actually going through and getting it and changing your body. And I'm generally very interested in body modification in this sense that body modification is more serious business than buying new clothes. You can just put them on and put them off. It's not that much of a big deal. It's just the price. But when you look at the body mod and you love it and you want to have it, there can be a lot of stuff that can keep you from getting it. It's permanent. You should think through how permanent it actually is, and do you mess up your body? Do you regret it later? How visible it is and how it affects your social life, job opportunities, how people start to perceive you. Can you be a part of society with that? Price can be also a problem with tattoos sometimes, but getting their tongue split can be expensive also. And it can be messy to wear it sometimes, or handling can be really, really hard. Oh, and yeah, it also comes with pain that also can prevent people from getting it. So I'm always fascinated about what kind of people get what kind of body mods and how do they push through all of these things that can hold you back, and maybe just want to help people to make more wise decisions and help to decide faster actually. So nowadays a lot of people get body mods, all kinds of people, while back in the day, maybe 30 years ago, it was just rockers or punks or criminals, tough people were getting them, and because of that it actually had a stigma, and because of this it was harder to get a good job with tattoos and stuff back in the days. Thank God nowadays it's not that serious, but I guess for those kind of people, who are tough, it's a much easier decision to get them to go through the pain, to not care about what society thinks, not care about the permanency. For those kind of people it's a lot easier. But I guess for nowadays it's so popular to get body mods, everyday people need to make a lot wiser decisions. I first saw tongue splitting, I remember, in 2009, and I was so fascinated by it. Me personally, I like tattoos since a kindergarten age. I was always fascinated about seeing the skin color being different than when you were that you were born with. I was really excited about this change. So when I saw the tongue split, I was like so excited. I actually saw women with fangs playing with it, and I really wanted to have it. But despite I really love this stuff, body mods and tattoos, I never really had them until the age of 21, and I was 19 at the time. None of my friends had those kind of stuff. I wasn't in that kind of clique, and I just didn't really, I wasn't even thinking about getting them. I was a really shy guy, so I never really thought that I could pull off this kind of stuff. I never was the guy who had facial piercings and had stretched earlobes and stuff like that. So when I saw this tongue split, I didn't even knew anybody who would do it. Doing it for myself was like seemed like a stupid idea. And yeah, the biggest stuff that prevented me from getting it or even thinking about it, that I didn't really dare that I could pull it off. I saw a lot of videos about how they do it, and there were a lot of rude comments. People wasn't even knowing this stuff back in the days that much, and they were seeing it and they were like, are you idiot, what are you doing this with your life, and a lot of rude comments with people who just not understanding it. And I didn't felt like I pulled this off. Wasn't that confident, tough guy, so to speak, to not care about what other people think and other people judging me. And I remember asked people who had tattoos and stuff and then stretched earlobes what do they think about it, and even they thought that it's gross and disgusting, and well, it really prevented me from thinking about it. Um, then I actually got this tattoo, and it was really exciting actually that I never considered myself, getting tattoos or like I said, being tough for it or being the type of guy who get pulled off and wear it. And it was so weird when I went to the top tattoo shop, even for asking stuff, and I felt so weird, like what am I doing here? And it was breakthrough for me, and that was at the age of 21, and still tongue split just didn't really. It was under the surface, so I was like thinking about it, I was liking it, I was watching videos, but there was nothing that pushed me through the edge of actually thinking about and really, really do wanting it to actually get it. And what really changed me is having one of my friends making an interesting spiritual book and a website with all of his studies and all of his knowledge. It's called Immortology. The website is immortology.org. Maybe I put the link in the description or maybe a card. And it's about death and how death can change your life. And it really changed the way I saw my whole life. People just live their life and live in the now, and they waste their life and not really think that one day they will die. And all of these studies going through this, it really confronted me that someday I will surely die, and I can just fantasize, I can imagine other people's life, or I can just see all the tongue splitting, cool tongue splitting video people. But if I never get it myself, then I will never get it. So at the end of my life, on my deathbed, my life would be as it is. And I thought, it's so badass. And I want to be one of those people who do exciting stuff. Getting your tongue split if you're curious about it and want it. Or traveling here and there, doing the stuff that you see online and wow, it's so cool. I realized I want to be one of those people. So this really just gave me a big boost of actually going to the next stage, to actually thinking that one day I will surely get it. I knew it. But I still wasn't really ready. I knew that someday I will get it. Suddenly, it was I felt it's more risky not to get it because I will never get it, I will never experience it. I remember in 2017, I was deciding this year I will get it, and when I was thinking about it, that maybe in a couple of months I will get it done, it really gave me an adrenaline rush, and I was like, yeah, I know someday I will get it, but I was still kind of scared by it, and it was a mixed feeling. It was interesting. So the summer came slowly, and I was thinking, yeah, summer, some people work out for the summer, and I was like, it would be cool to get my tongue slit by the summer. And I was really trying to think through logically the whole stuff. Actually, by the way, I was smoking weed at that time, and I'm not really smoking weed nowadays. And it always helped me. It made me creative and more logical, actually, about thinking about death too. That you can be scared of getting it, but it's also risks not to get it, and you should do stuff in your life that you want. And like I said, I didn't really felt like if I can pull it off and accept people judging me or thinking I'm an idiot and crazy for it. And weed kind of just pushed me through not to care about it because, from the heart, I was like, yeah, I want it. So I spent like 2 weeks online just going through all the materials, watching videos, and just getting to know this body mod, uh, everything about it. And I was trying to going through all these question points that I thought are important. Like I said, I knew that eventually I really want it, and I'm curious. Actually, it's not like I hated having one tongue. It's just I was curious about if I have one life. I was curious about experiencing joining the lizard army, knowing that I was so badass to go through it, and actually, playing around with it. And I just accepted the fact that if I get it, I will have a tongue split from that on. It literally was a life journey for me, and I really think that most people who are very heavily modified or very aware of death, and that they have this body, they live in it once, they have certain life expectancy, and they just want to play around with their body. And really, when you know that you die, things seem less risky. It's also risk not to take risks. So yeah, I really desired to get it because I wanted it, and it really helped me to just discover that I really do want it. So I watched a lot of videos. The price wasn't really a problem because it's not that expensive. On the sources I watched that it's not actually a visible thing, and people don't really see it. Even if you talk, do you see it, or I don't know. Uh, my mom and my grandma never saw it, so it kind of hittable. It doesn't affect your job opportunities. The pain is, well, it's under anesthesia. If it wears off, it's kind of sucks, but it's acceptable. It's hard to eat for a couple of days. I made a video about what I ate actually. I put a card about it. Really, the hardest thing for me is like still just going through the judgments and like accepting that I will really get this and like wow. But somehow I got through it. So I literally went through all of the knowledge I can know about this topic, sober and sometimes on weed, and then just think about, do I really want this? And kind of made a logical decision because I really do wanted it, but for months I was just didn't dare to just walk up to the shop and ask for an appointment. Something prevented me of feeling, and logically going through actually the feeling changed because I was going through and making aware of my concerns and things that are important to mention or that could go wrong and could be a problem. When I became aware of them and just find a solution and answer for them, the feeling changed, and I was much more easier to go into the shop and ask for an appointment. One of my biggest concerns was that do I bite my tongue easier because I really want to drive race cars in my future life. So, having a crash and biting my tongue is not really appealing. And I remember I also talked with a girl who just got her tongue split a month before, and she was like, "Hey, go for it. It's cool. You don't need to hesitate." So I asked for an appointment, and I was like, "Wow." Now it's just this waiting and being nervous for 3 weeks. And the very interesting thing was that the day before I got it done, I was about to date a really beautiful girl who was like, fitness girl, and she also has tattoos and stretchy lobes and really girl I'm interested in, and I mentioned her that I would get it done, and she freaked out and she decided not to date me. She was like, I don't like it, and if you really want it done, nothing will happen between us. It's gross. And it was actually really good uh, for me to have that negative feedback the day before I got my tongue split, because it really gave me a last 24-hour think through. I was thinking through the whole process again, thinking through all the important steps, and do I really do want this? And sadly, I was a little bit overthinking actually, because a lot of times I came to the conclusion, fuck it, I want it. I really want to get it. About this girl, I just realized that it also acts as a filter. If a girl doesn't like it, then we shouldn't like each other anyway. I really want to surround myself, with people and girls who either like it or accept it. And by the way, girls, I was always a little bit concerned that do I like, the sexual stuff that comes with it. And I remember asking a girl about it, and she said everything is better, it's more kinky, it's fun to play around with, so it's a fun plus. So I always came to the conclusion that if I really want it, I live once, it's not that much of a big deal. I want to try the experience. But still, I was really having a bad night's sleep, and I was like feeling like chickening out until the last moment. I went to the shop really tired, and eventually went for it. And when I started the cut and tickled, and I was like, oh my god, I'm seriously doing this. This is so crazy. It's just a very interesting feeling to just have your body change, and something that, like I said, it was really hard to push through all of these concerns, especially that people are freaking out sometimes and not accepting and think you're a weirdo. It's really interesting to push it through, and also the fact that it's the scalpel. Your tongue is cut in half, and even if it's under anesthesia, it's just hard to accept that you won't feel any pain, but it's like you should, and it's like scary. So it was cool to join the lizard army, and wow, I finally did it. It's I think every achievement or something that you're scared of doing, when you actually do it, it's a really cool feeling. It's an achievement, and I was really looking for this feeling. Like I said, we all live it once, and all the stuff that we see online and you see it's oh cool, I want to do it. When you look at the dream body or dream traveling or something that's cool and you really wish you would try it and want it, you should go for it and do it, because you only live once, and it's a really fun feeling. I'm not saying that it's the meaning of the work to get your tongue split, but I did the math. It doesn't affect my life in a negative way, and I went for it. So to sum things up, I think you should always make logical decisions, collect all the concerns, pain, healing, how it affects you socially, how permanent it is, and make a logical decision. And I think that is very big factor, that what is your life expectancy, and you will wear that body mod maybe for the rest of your life. Maybe it's you can take it out or make it back, but by making a not regrettable decisions, and like I said, not doing it can be also regrettable at the end of your life. Just really consider this. I will plan to make one video of my tongue splitting, because I still need to resplit it, and after it held, I really want to make an experience video about how the process went, hailing, and all the stuff that other people also make videos about. So if you enjoyed this video, if you have an opinion or question, or it helped you, please leave your opinions in the comment section. I have to answer. And please check out my other videos, like I said, because I think I kind of make interesting videos. So I wish you a beautiful day, and thanks for watching.